Hello YouTube, Mitsu here. Just decided to do a ramble video. Haven't done one of those in a long while. I used to do them on my old channel, but I haven't done any on the MitsuGaming channel. And just wanted to talk about some stuff because just finding that I have very little to do on my own on my own time, which is very unfortunate right now. So yeah, I've been very conflicted with YouTube recently. Honestly, it's something I kind of enjoy it as a passive hobby, but as far as myself trying to get super big, it's not my biggest concern. Because honestly, if I wanted that, I would be doing a lot of marketing and what the fuck is that thing? Yeah, I would be doing a lot of spreading my channel, just talking and all that, but I don't know, I kind of enjoy it as a passive hobby, but I mean, I'm not sure. Honestly, I feel like I'd be a better live streamer than a YouTuber, but my internet is like 0.5 upload. Seriously, it is honestly that bad. But my ping is really nice. Some of the times. Yeah, I was just looking through my old YouTube videos and I saw a Ramble video I did 2 years ago, and I was talking about how I just got my game design books and I was just starting to learn game design on my own. And I thought that was kind of cool because I said, I wish I had someone to teach me. And what was interesting about that is that, you know, zoom 2 years in the future and all of a sudden I'm extremely knowledgeable in game design. I've made 6 games. I know 3D modeling. I don't know programming. I wish I knew programming, but you know, I definitely know a lot about more. I know more about games than the average 19-year-old. That's for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm most knowledgeable in my crappy little tiny town. And so, with and business, I've studied that. And so, I 2 occasions try and start a studio, and you know, it's simple. It's like, okay, you get 3 guys, maybe 2, make a game, you release it, done, easy, simple process. All it takes is hard work, determination, and passion. That's it. And any problem you come and meet, you will figure out because you're passionate. You want to get it done. But in turn, I seem to be the only one who's capable of doing that, which is extremely unfortunate. So nothing really ever got done. I mean, I made my first games on Game Maker. And that doesn't take any programming knowledge. I mean, if you want to be serious on Game Maker, you can learn their GML script, but I forgot to turn that on. You can learn their GML script and code, but it's not necessary. But I don't really want to mess around with Game Maker, honestly. It's just making a game alone it's not fun. It's not fun. It's very depressing, lonely work. And I really wish I didn't get Alterac Valley as my battleground because this battleground sucks. It sucks for PvP video, which this isn't really a PvP video, but yeah. Speaking of WoW, I've never been high rated in my life. You know, I got 2200 2s, 2k 3s. 1900 5s. I wonder why this person isn't trying to fight back. Oh well, he got shot on. Yeah. I'm in combat? What the fuck? I'm not in combat! What? Oh god, this game is so stupid. Yeah. Anyways, I learned 3D modeling and it's a great thing to learn, and here's why. I recommend just about probably anyone, any artists, to learn 3D modeling, because when 3D printers become extremely affordable, 3D modeling is going to be an extremely powerful tool. I mean, you could do just about anything. You could make anything. Like, oh geez, I need a fork. Made one for free. Printed out. Bam, got a fork. It's you know. But honestly, I'm not gonna talk much about 3D printing. I think it's not. I don't know. I think that's a little bit too far, and I don't know. It's just gonna ruin a lot of industries, in my opinion, if we have 3D printing. Well, at least for the 3D modeler, you can just make everything their own. But, anyways, yeah, I learned 3D modeling. I learned freaking texturing. I always thought I was gonna be a crappy texture artist, but no, I learned it in like a month, and it was really easy. I don't know, it's weird. Like after learning 3D modeling and texturing, like you just start looking at the game you play differently, right? Like I look at this log here, and this is actually a really well made log. Like this is, yeah. You just start looking at things really weirdly. And this log, this is actually a really nice log, just because of how those polygons blend together with the texture. Yeah, I wonder where I should go. I'm not even paying attention to whatever this background is. Yeah, that didn't work, though. It didn't. It doesn't surprise me, but it's just so stressful that I've became a rager again in WoW, and it's just really annoying because no one likes to hear someone complain about everything. But you know, the stress from that experience has put me back into that state where I complain about literally everything. And I forgot, does gray mean it's destroyed? Yeah. I bet I can get on top of that thing right there. Let's do it. Oh, I can definitely get up there. Darn it. Oh well. Yeah, so basically, in turn, I decided to say, fuck it. Because I don't want to waste my time doing all this stress. Like, being a game designer is fucking hard. It is hard as fuck. Like, it is such a shitty industry. I mean, like no one like cares unless you're Shigeru Miyamoto or Edmund McMillan or Jonathan Blow. No one really gives a shit about who you are as a game designer, and that's a terrible thing, because as game designers, we're not artists. Well, we are artists, but we're mostly philosophers and psychologists, in a way that we design the game to be an experience for the player, and that should always be priority over art, in my opinion. Because if you're trying to focus on art over, you know, fuck. Oh, hello. If you're trying to focus over art more than, you know, the psychological and philosophical aspects of game design, you know, making sure the game projects the proper experience and invokes the correct emotions out of the player. And, you know, but a lot of people say that is the art in game design. It's making someone feel a certain way. But honestly, in my deepest opinions about that, I honestly can't give a shit. And most people probably disagree with that. Like, games are art, man. society has to know games are art, but really, I don't care, honestly, that much. I mean, games are art, yeah, but I would honestly rather make something that, I don't know, can be popular and make sales than something that makes someone depressed or sad because a character died a certain way or something, um, which most people I know will disagree with that and probably hate me for it, but honestly, I have a whole book. It's called a Theory of Fun for Game Design. And basically, it seems like the majority of what is said in that book talks about how games need to advance as an art for society, but I don't know about that because it just doesn't seem to me like it's that important that games are seen as an art. Just like how movies are the same way. Like no one saw movies as art when they first came out. It took decades before people were like, wow, this is art. It took decades. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm probably wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who cares? I would honestly rather make something that a family can enjoy, that people can have memorable experiences. Like no one's childhood is going to be Braid. I mean, you give a kid Braid and they would probably get bored with it, and because it's not made to be fun. Like Braid, if you haven't played Braid, it's like a puzzle platformer. It's not designed to be fun. It's honestly quite boring. But what's nice about it is that it's intellectually enthralling. Like it gets you thinking. It gets you wanting to know more about. Well, I mean, if you at least read the text and play it, one step further than just a puzzle game, it gets you thinking about the world of Raid and what happened, and what are the stars, its infamous stars. Just sit on a cloud for like 2 hours or something to get one of them. But yeah, it gets you thinking about that. But and Braid was extremely popular, so maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I would rather make something that is fun as far as games, but I don't know. Was that what I was really rambling about? I don't remember. But I mean, I decided that I'm going to try the toy industry. Yep, and make plush dolls, which I mean, it's probably a really crappy business. The plush industry is about $0.8 billion industry out of like the entire toy industry being a $17 billion industry, which is a lot. But I mean, I don't know if I can really find myself to be passionate about making toys. And why are the cues on this character so freaking long? Yeah, I don't know if I could be passionate about making toys, but honestly, I think I'm more passionate about making money and than making toys. And a lot of people don't like that kind of thinking, but screw you. That's what I am. I like the idea of creating something, then marketing it, having it in retail, and selling it. That sounds funner to me, and I feel like I'd be more passionate about that than making the toy itself. Which I don't know, maybe I would be. I mean, I have an artist. She's very talented. Helping me come up with designs for this toy that I'm developing, and we're gonna manufacture them, have them market tested, and maybe in a couple of years I'll sell the company, hopefully for like $5 million. I'm not gonna. I don't know if it really can do that. Then yeah, I guess who cares. I don't think I want to be making plushies for more than 5 years, honestly. In 5 years, I hope to be making games again. But honestly, until I find someone who actually knows what they're doing, then yeah, I mean, honestly, I know. Okay, if you are someone who wants to go to college or is in college to eventually become a game designer or a game developer, and you've never made a game, just stop right now and make a game, because you, you don't want, and this is probably true for almost every profession. You don't want to spend like $100,000, because it will cost that much. Like, probably minimum $50,000 to $100 is about the standard price. And then find out, oh, I don't like doing this. You don't want to be that guy. In fact, a lot of the game designers, game engineers, developers that are in the game industry didn't even go to college for that. Like, they're engineers, they're biologists, right? Like, you can be just about anything and become a game designer, right? You don't need college. A college education is not going to teach you game design, because game design is an alchemy between science, philosophy, psychology, and art. It is basically those four things, and that is what we use to write game design, essentially. And what we get and how we learn those things is through life. We use our own. Okay, you use your own experiences from life, because a game designer's job is not to come up with cool ideas. It's to create an experience for the player. That is really what the game designer does. It is to create the optimal experience, which is why you should also read the book Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi if you want to be a game designer. Because basically, I'm playing World of Warcraft right now, and WoW has an amazing experience, and for a lot of reasons. First of all, like, it controls so amazingly. Like, I've never ever played another MMO that feels as good as WoW does, like, ever. And that part of the feel is called game feel. I also have a book on this. It's called Game Feel by Steve Swink. I wouldn't recommend you read this as your first game design book, but you should definitely read it at some point, because it teaches you about game feel, right? Like, WoW is super responsive. It feels amazing. Whereas other MMOs, it's like clunky, you turn weird. It doesn't feel good. Let me think here. Right, and another reason why WoW is a good optimal experience is because of the vibe, or at least it used to be. Like, you would log into WoW with this epic vibe, like, you're an adventurer and you're gonna take down a giant dragon with a team of 40 people. Like, that's badass. Like, no MMO on the market can do that today. It is impossible. And mostly because of WoW again. Like, WoW has steadily turned into a more casual game, which is okay, but in turn, the majority of people aren't gonna be making 40-man raid groups to take down giant dragons anymore, which is awful. It's sad, but it's true. At least not many. I mean, you definitely can't make a game just purely based around that, or else it's not going to be very profitable, because that's a very small percentage of what WoW is. But I mean, the list could go on, really, about WoW's experience. So yeah, I should probably end this about right now. This is probably over 20 minutes. So yeah, that's really all I had to ramble about for right now. I mean, I could just keep on going, but honestly, if you watch this whole thing, thanks for watching. It means a lot. And I guess I'll see you on whatever next video I make. Peace.